Breaking news. Tensions have reached a boiling point as the United States and China find themselves on a collision course in the South China Sea. The Philippine alliance with Washington has grown firmer, sending shockwaves through diplomatic circles and igniting a flurry of urgent discussions across the globe. The world is watching, holding its breath. In living rooms, cafes, and public squares from Manila to Washington, people are glued to their screens, anxiously awaiting the next development. The uncertainty is palpable, as ordinary citizens wonder what tomorrow might bring. The Indo-Pacific, once a highway for commerce and cooperation, is now a chessboard of high-stakes moves. Every ship that sails, every plane that flies overhead, is a piece in a complex game where the stakes are nothing less than regional stability and global prosperity. A U.S. carrier strike group is repositioned, signaling resolve. In response, China announces live fire drills, flexing its military muscle and sending a clear message to its rivals and neighbors alike. The Philippine president issues a defiant statement, vowing to defend national sovereignty and stand by allies. The rhetoric is strong, and the resolve is clear. Manila will not be intimidated. Each update adds to the volatility. Newsrooms scramble to keep up. Analysts debate possible outcomes, and social media buzzes with speculation and concern. The sense of crisis grows with every headline. Journalists on the ground strive to convey the gravity of the situation without fueling panic. Their reports bring the tension home, reminding viewers that these events are not just distant headlines, they are unfolding in real time, with real consequences. This isn't just about warships and military might, it's about the lives of millions who call these waters home, and the future of the global order that has shaped peace and prosperity for decades. The United States, long seen as the Pacific's security guarantor, is being tested as never before. Its commitments, credibility, and influence hang in the balance. China, driven by a powerful sense of national destiny and historical claims, asserts its dominance in its own backyard. Its leaders are determined to reshape the balance of power in the region. The Philippines, caught in the middle of this great power rivalry, has chosen a robust alliance with Washington, betting its future on the strength of its partnerships and the promise of mutual defense. Every maneuver is scrutinized, by analysts, by governments, by citizens. Is this just posturing, or a prelude to something far more dangerous? The world waits, hoping for restraint but preparing for escalation. The urgent questions echo in every capital. How did we get here? And where are we going? The answers may shape not just the fate of the South China Sea, but the future of the world itself. The Western Pacific churns with activity. U.S. Navy destroyers and an aircraft carrier conduct freedom of navigation operations, signaling commitment to allies. China responds with its own formidable fleet, shadowing U.S. vessels and conducting invasion drills. Fighter jets cross the Taiwan Strait's median line. Submarines play a silent game below. Tension crackles as pilots fly dangerously close. This is the new Indo-Pacific reality constant, high-stakes military presence. The U.S. upholds the rules-based order. China seeks to reshape it. Both sides see the other as a threat to sovereignty and security. The result, a standoff where the risk of accidental clash grows daily. Why does this ocean matter? The Indo-Pacific is the world's economic and security center. Trillions in trade pass through the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait each year. Any disruption would trigger global shortages and economic chaos. The region is a powder keg of overlapping claims and untapped resources. The Taiwan Strait is even more volatile. Beijing sees Taiwan as a breakaway province, while the U.S. views its defense as a test of commitment. A conflict here would draw in major powers and threaten global stability. The stakes are existential for the region and the world. The fate of the 21st century may be decided in these contested waters. China has transformed reefs into fortified islands. Its Great Wall at sea. These artificial islands bristle with runways, missile batteries, and radar. China's strategy: establish control without firing a shot. The China Coast Guard and maritime militia harass rivals, block fishing, and disrupt exploration. The goal: wear down resistance and make China's claims a reality. This cabbage wrapping surrounds contested features with layers of ships. The buildup gives China a forward base, extending its military reach. It's a direct challenge to U.S. operations and a symbol of China's intent to dominate the Western Pacific. The strategic landscape has been fundamentally altered. Tensions escalate as China's presence grows ever more entrenched. The Philippines has shifted from a stance of accommodation to one of bold defiance, marking a significant change in its foreign policy approach. Manila now openly condemns China's aggressive actions in the West Philippine Sea. It wields its 2016 legal victory at The Hague as a powerful diplomatic weapon, reminding the world of its rightful claims. The government actively publicizes instances of Chinese harassment, rallying international support, and drawing global attention to the ongoing maritime disputes. Philippine patrols have significantly increased, shining a spotlight on Beijing's aggressive tactics and asserting its presence in the contested waters. Most crucially, Manila has strengthened its strategic alliance with the United States, granting expanded access to key military bases, which enhances its defense capabilities. This marks a clear recognition that the Philippines cannot stand alone against such formidable challenges. It needs strong allies to ensure its sovereignty and security. The shift in policy is a direct response to China's relentless pressure and expansionist ambitions in the region, which threaten the Philippines' territorial integrity. The U.S. partnership is now central to Manila's defense strategy, providing a crucial counterbalance to Chinese influence in the region. Washington welcomes this renewed partnership, making the Philippines a pivotal player in the broader strategy to counter Chinese expansion in the Indo-Pacific. The region's dynamics have changed dramatically. Manila's roar is being heard loud and clear, signaling a new era of assertiveness and strategic alliances. At the heart of the U.S.-Philippines alliance is the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. Once seen as a relic, it's now more relevant than ever. The U.S. has clarified attacks on Philippine forces or vessels in the South China Sea trigger the treaty. This commitment is a powerful deterrent to Beijing. The treaty underpins expanded base access, joint exercises, and intelligence sharing. For Manila, it's an insurance policy. For Washington, a strategic anchor. Every encounter in contested waters could invoke the treaty, raising the stakes. The treaty is now a tripwire for potential conflict in the region. The U.S. military is transforming its Indo-Pacific strategy. Dispersed lethality replaces reliance on large, vulnerable bases. Smaller mobile units and advanced weapons, like long-range anti-ship missiles, are being deployed. The Marine Corps now operates as nimble teams, hopping between islands and setting up missile batteries. Unmanned systems extend reach and reduce risk. Joint exercises with allies, like Balikatan, now focus on high-end warfighting. These drills build trust and send a message of unity and resolve. The sharpened spear is about deterrence, making aggression too costly for China. The U.S. aims to deny Beijing a quick victory and preserve regional peace. It's a high-stakes strategy requiring investment, technology, and political will. China's actions are driven by national pride, historical grievance, and ambition. The century of humiliation fuels a desire to reclaim lost territories, especially Taiwan and the South China Sea. Taiwan's reunification is central to the Communist Party's legitimacy. Beijing prefers peaceful means, but won't renounce force. Control of the South China Sea offers economic resources and strategic depth. Dominance here protects China's sea lanes and extends its naval reach. China seeks a new regional order with itself at the center. It hopes to shift the balance of power gradually, avoiding direct conflict. This relentless pursuit challenges the existing global order. American resolve and Chinese ambition have brought the Indo-Pacific to the brink of a new era, one defined by uncertainty, rivalry, and the ever-present shadow of conflict. The world watches as these two superpowers, each with their own vision for the future, stand locked in a tense standoff that could reshape the global order. The greatest risk is not always open confrontation, but miscalculation. Warships and jets from both sides operate dangerously close, their movements shadowed by suspicion and nerves stretched thin. A single wrong move, a misunderstood signal, or an accidental collision could ignite a crisis that neither side intended. In such a charged environment, a single incident, an aircraft straying off course, a radar blip misread, could spiral out of control, escalating into a major conflict before diplomacy has a chance to intervene or de-escalate the situation. If deterrence fails and conflict erupts, the economic fallout would be catastrophic. Trade routes would grind to a halt, supply chains would shatter overnight, and the shockwaves would trigger a global recession, affecting every nation and every household. The human cost would be staggering. A clash between nuclear-armed powers risks not only horrific casualties and destruction, but the unthinkable, nuclear escalation, with consequences that would haunt humanity for generations. Even a conventional war, fought with modern weapons, would devastate cities, cripple infrastructure, and leave millions displaced, their lives forever changed by the violence of war. The Indo-Pacific's fate is not just a regional concern, it would shape the world for generations to come, influencing global politics, economics, and security in ways we can scarcely imagine. We stand at a historic crossroads, where the choices made today will echo far into the future, determining whether the world moves toward peace or plunges into chaos. Decisions made in Washington, Beijing, and Manila, by leaders weighing the costs of action and inaction, will ultimately determine whether the region finds a path to stability or slides into war. Every day, the balance of power is tested in the Pacific's tense waters, where military patrols and standoffs are a constant reminder of how close we are to the edge. The window for diplomacy remains open, but it is closing fast. The world's hopes rest on the ability of leaders and diplomats to find common ground before time runs out. As uncertainty looms, the world waits, holding its breath, hoping that wisdom, restraint, and dialogue will prevail on the brink of conflict and that peace will win the day.